So today we're going to be talking about how to fix a problem with a snowblower if it won't start at all or if it only runs on choke. So a lot of times the problem is you got debris in the float bowl, or your main jet's plugged, and or your emulsion tube in the carburetor's plugged. So I'm going to do a quick video here and show you how to fix that, okay? So it's easiest if you tilt the machine forward. Make sure you rotate the chute so you don't destroy the chute when you tip it forward. You got to pull this wheel off. It's going to be a lot easier if you take this off. Put that aside. Got the float bowl here. A lot of these newer engines will take a 10mm wrench, socket, whatever you want to use. And you are going to leak a little gas here, just so you know. So check your float bowl. There's a little bit of debris in there, not bad. I'll clean that out later. Make sure you don't lose that gasket when you put it back together. It might stick on the engine sometimes. Now your main jet's right in there. And you really need to use the right screwdriver for that. I've got this one here that I ground down to get rid of those flutes that are on the sides here, because you want the widest blade you can possibly get to contact your jet. But if it's got the flare out here, it's not going to fit in the hole there. So if you try to use a screwdriver that's too small, you're going to strip the head of that screw. They really sock them in there tight. So you have to get it right the first time, okay? If you don't, then you're never going to get that jet out, all right? And push in hard when you're doing this, so you don't strip the flathead that's in there. And you'll hear it start bumping after a while when it's threaded all the way out. However, these threads here that hold the float bowl on make it a little bit tough to get that jet out. So the easiest way I found is to tilt the machine back down. And again, on these machines, there's no convenient way to clamp off a fuel line, so you're going to get some leakage. So have a pan handy. Helps if you have a block of wood to keep the machine from falling down too far. Put the pan under there. Take a hammer. Punk on that. Put your machine back up so it quits leaking. You take this parts over to the workbench here. And got this guitar string from my daughter's guitar, and I stripped off this outer small wire there. And what you do is you take your main jet, poke it through there, make sure it's all free. You can hold it up to the light, and you should see a nice clean hole there. A lot of times they can get totally blocked off. And then this is your emulsion tube. So once your fuel goes through the main jet, comes up through this emulsion tube, and then out through all these little holes, it helps it mix with the air. So you take this small end of this wire, and there's all these holes here. Okay, quite a number of holes. And you end up poking through all those holes, run your wire down through this way, make sure you can see light through this whole tube. So you want to clean out all the holes. And then what I like to do is, if you have a compressor, come over, blow out your main jet. Emulsion tube. And then you're going to put them back in. So emulsion tube goes in, small end first. Put your main jet in. Obviously the slot goes toward the outside. take your custom screwdriver, screw that in easy, push hard, and snug it down. Don't kill it. Might end up stripping that too. So I'm gonna wipe out this float bowl with a rag here, get rid of that small debris that's in there. Try not to knock that gasket loose. If it does come loose, there's a groove in here that it fits in, but it doesn't always stay. What you can do if you're having that problem is take some grease, put it into that groove, and then push the gasket into it, and the grease will hold it while you put the float bowl back on. And you want to have this drain plug facing out in case you want to use that in the future. But if you have a problem, you really want to take this whole bowl off, because if you have water in here or something, it doesn't always get it, and only a few drops of water will make it so that your engine won't start. So that's another problem. If there's water in your float bowl, good chance it won't start. It hardly takes any water in the float bowl not to be able to work. And with the ethanol and the gas, it wants to absorb moisture, so keep that in mind as well. There's that. Pop this tire back on. Again, there's a flap there. You got to spin around and line that up. Some of them have the pin goes through the axle. Make sure you put that together right if you have the pin. If you put the pin in the wrong hole, then your axle can slide back and forth. So let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Choke on, primer, throttle up. There you have it. Plenty of power. Hope this helps you out. Thanks for watching. Be sure to give a thumbs up.